The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by its host and guest on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. I express firmly I am here to have a fun time, and don't need anyone ruining it by being butthurt. Take your clapped cheeks somewhere else. I am not a professional, I just play one on the show. Thank you, and continue supporting. Deuces.
Don't adjust your headphones. Perfectly normal. You didn't blow out a speaker. Here we go. Hey. Hope you like the vibes I'm providing today. Hey. We work hard. Hey. Where it don't shine. She has a plethora of mad mixes. I don't want to cut it off. I need to go another way. Another Jay-Z mix. What up? Welcome. Welcome to another episode.
This is Black Hoodie Rap. There's no fear in my eyes.
We're looking at.
Better look on map.
Hey.
Besides, me not like the eye fight. Me not think such a thing is
It's worth a man's life.
But if a man tests my style, I promise he won't like my
reply.
Boom, bye bye like Boujou. I'm crucial. I'm a Brooklyn boy. I may take some getting used to. Chain snatching, ain't have it. Gotta get it. Same from Brownsville to Brain British. Fatherless child, mama put double shifts, so the number runners was the only one to hang with us. Before you know it, I'm in the game, bang fit it. Fit no orangutans, pit ill kid apps like oranges. I'm dangerous. Hey. Tell me what the name of this
is.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Okay.
You know the fucking vines?
I father, I Brooklyn Dodger them. I jack, I rob, I send. Oh man, I'm Jackie Robinson. Except when I run base,
I dodge the pen.
Lucky me, luckily they didn't get me. Now when I bring the nets, I'm the Black Branch Ricky from Brooklyn corners, burning branches of. Spread love,
Biggie,
Brooklyn, hippie, I pity the fool with jewels like Mr. T with no history in my barrel.
So
They borrow with no intentions of returning tomorrow. The sun don't come out for many like Annie. Half orphan, mama never had an abortion. Papa sorta did, still I managed to live. I go hard, I owe it all to the crib. Now please tell me
what the fuck's better than this? Welcome, beautiful people, to that long music intro that's gonna cost me dearly in the end of this. But happy good day, people. Good day. I'm recording on this beautiful Thursday morning. I had to get this podcast ready because I got things on my agenda to do today, and I just want you guys to know. Hope you're doing great out there. All right, let me go and get these.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
You're listening to
special characters.
And
This is culturally inappropriate.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you.
I know a gentleman that's going to be a big part of an upcoming...
that's me.
Here I come. Oh, here I come.
I can't help it
Can't
that I'm custom made.
all the time.
Emergency contact on
No,
my
I don't.
Cool J.
Wow.
On my Cool J.
That is my name, aka AKA. That's all I have. That's the energy. But welcome back, people, to another episode. This is episode of Race Recognition. Can you work? 166. Hey, I'm a 166, baby. All right. So I had an interesting week, fun week. Not really, but it was a week. It was a good 7 days of like things. So what I want to do is where do I want to start? But two kind of actually these all happened on the same day. Wow, that day really took a toll. So last week Saturday, I went to go get a haircut, and upon my haircut, I went to go say shout out to my cousin Steve, Supreme Head Cutters. If you ever see me with the Mets hat with the barbershop logo, that's their logo. Or anything that has a barbershop logo that I wear, it's from them. So if you want merch, they just dropped a pair of shorts. This is not an ad. I'm just showing love. Go check them out. But yeah, they go check them out. SupremeHaircutters.com, and that's Steve the barber. Now I went to go get my haircut, and upon my travels to go get my haircut, I was cutting through the back streets, and I saw this shop. It was like, it said clothing. I like supporting small businesses. So I was like, I'll come back when I get my haircut, and then I'll see what they got. So zoom, drove, got my haircut, exchanged pleasantries. We were talking about gearing up for the Labor Day weekend. And I was like, I got invited to like a barbecue, and I was like, I can't, I work. I'm going to be working for the next 14 days straight. He's like, I get it. And I was like, if I could swing by the time I get out of work, I was like, we should be good. We straight. So he was like, okay. So I'm like, all right, I'm famished. What should I do? So I ended up going for a drive to Mickey D's to go get some food. And on this drive to Mickey D's, it took the one on Springfield on Hillside, that one takes forever. If you guys are ever in my neighborhood, that one takes forever. It doesn't matter the time of day you go. It takes forever. You're going to be there for a good 15, 20 minutes just waiting for your McRib to be ready. Don't even make the McRib. Look at me lying. I'm like, I'm fat, so I know food. So, yeah. I'm on there waiting, and the line is like, you can see the road. And I saw this big mama, and I saw this little dude. And the little dude, they're like all hugged up. It's kind of like, I like talking to like bigger women than me. I was like, yeah, because they kind of like show like mad emotion and love and shit like that. But sometimes I feel like that's like a bad thing. Not on the person that's showing the love, but sometimes you show love to people and they're like, oh shit. And I was like, damn, I'm like watching it from like an outside perspective. And I'm like, damn, she might get a heartbroken with this dude. This dude is a dick. So like, she's like all hugged up. And they're taking the bus. So his bus is going south and her bus is going north. And like, there's like, oh my God, the bus is coming. And I'm like, can my food come? Like, what the fuck? And I'm just watching it. And like, she's all hugged up. She's all smiley and shit. You can like see it. Like she's glowing and shit like that. And he's just like, kind of like how I be with this podcast. I'll be like, so I'm watching this. And the girl has to cross the street. He's already on the safe side. It should have been on the other way. He should have been on her side, and then he crossed the street. That's men etiquette 101. A lot of people don't know that no more. So she proceeds to cross the street, and I caught this gesture. It was so fucking cute. And it was like, oh, man, she's in love. But she stops in the middle of the streets, put her life in danger, and she blows like a kiss at the nigga. And this nigga's like, on his phone. So I was like, So I was like, look up. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yo, look up, nigga. She was like showing love and shit. And he was like, oh shit. And then like he was like pretends to catch it and some shit. He missed it. That shit was already on the floor. But I was like laughing. So I'm watching this and I'm like still waiting for my food. We're going on 11 minutes now. and I'm watching this all transpire, and then he's still on his side. He's on his phone, and she's like looking at him, still like, pay attention, pay attention. And I'm like, oh my God, I never want to look like that. To be the overly in love person. I think, oh, that's actually a topic. But yeah, that's gonna be a shit show. But yeah, it was like watching her like do all this emotion, like, hey, notice me, I'm gonna miss you, bye. I don't even know where the fuck they're going. Like you would think like he was going to war or something like that. And like, no, he's going home. That's like 10 minutes in that direction. And you're like 5 minutes in that direction. You guys are only 15 minutes away, probably. But it was just funny watching it. I was like, wow. I was like, that's just a genuine love connection. So it was interesting to watch it. And I'm like, damn, I'm watching her and she's like overly invested. I'm like, yo, maybe you'll get him. Maybe he'll like change his ways or some shit. But I was like, damn, I hope that works out for you, mama. So I finally get my food 15 minutes later. And I'm like, all right, got my haircut, got my food, drive back home. Do I want to take the main road or take the back streets? No, take the back streets because you want to go see what that store looks like. Okay. Driving, get to the destination. Oh shit, parking right in front. Cool. And it was not a small business. Not a small business at all. I go inside, dude, puffing loud in the middle of the store, and the bike. I'm like, okay. Hey, what's up? He gave me like the fuck off look. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I'm gonna see what you have though. Let me see. You might have something that looks cool that I might want to wear. I'm looking around, and I'm familiar with a lot of the stores in my area. I'm super familiar. So it's like, okay, you guys shortened the front store display because there's like a whole back area still left. Like in my area, there's like let's say like there's 500, 600, 800 feet, right? Whatever. I don't know how metrics work. So I'm watching this all go on, and I'm like, they shortened the front of the store. And I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at the clothing, and all the clothing looks used. I was like, did this shit say thrift shop? Like, it looked like somebody just grabbed like a bunch of shit and just threw it on shelves and just like, all right, this is a store now. And I'm like, a little bit too late. I'm a little bit too slow. But I'm like, oh, this is a trap spot. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you shouldn't have such an elaborate sign that says, hey man, clothing, all the latest gear, mask, socks, underwear. And I'm like, maybe you should tone back a little. But I'm in there, and then this lady saw me come in, and she was there to cop. Hold up, that's my dog wilding out. My bad. There was somebody at my door. My dog normally doesn't bark. You guys know this. She squeaks, but she doesn't bark. So I'm inside the store, and I'm like, okay, this is clearly a trap. And this white lady comes in. She's like middle age, and she's like, hi, Farad. And I'm like, she's coming to cop. So at this point, I'm looking around. I'm looking at the right side of the store. He's on the left side of the store. And the middle side of the store, there's a wall. It's just a wall, bro. But there's a hidden door. And there's like a little square box, right? I didn't notice this until the lady came in. And I was like, all right, you're here to cop. And all I heard was, skum. Listen, Miss Green, what can I get you? And I'm like, yo, where the fuck am I? I just came here to support my community. I just came here to give a helping hand. And he's like, can I get you something, brother? I was like, no, thank you. I'm fine, sir. I am fine. You guys are clearly doing well. You don't need any of my money. Because Shorty came in like, oh, yes. Is he cool? What do you mean if I'm cool? You think I look like the cops? I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's crazy when the white people go into the spot and they're like, is he the cops? No, bitch, are you the cops? I was like, what the hell is going on? I was like, can I leave? Is it safe for me to leave? Are you guys going to try to approach me on the outside thinking I'm a cop or something? Are you guys going to try to drag me into the back room? I was like, I'm over here thinking that I'm like, oh, this is somebody that started their own clothing line now. They have a store because there's one down the block from me. And I'm like, that's dope. But even that one looked a little sketchy too. I was like, oh, I don't like that. So this one, when I say this one was in the cut, This store was in the cut, bro. It's like dead ass in the middle of a residential neighborhood. Like the other stores, they're in the front. They're like on Jamaica Avenue, on Jamaica Avenue, on Jamaica. This is in the cut, like in the middle of the neighborhood. If you didn't live in the neighborhood, you wouldn't even know that store was there. And I'm like, it's next to like a school. I'm like, yo, you guys better not be selling to the babies. So I'm like looking at that. I'm like, I'm gonna leave now. And I'm gonna make a phone call to the authorities because you guys are wilding. Because if it was like a regular cannabis spot, because they probably did have weed, but I'm like, but if it was like a regular cannabis spot, there's no need for the trap door or the hidden doors or any of that shit. And also, your lookout guy is smoking weed in the middle of the freaking store, bro. I was like, yo, back in my days when criminal enterprises used to do things, they used to do it smart. Like when they used, like, there's a spot that I suspect is a criminal enterprise store. It's a flower shop, right? And this flower shop is always closed. It is never open. It's always closed. Major holidays like Mother's Day or Arbor Day or places when you need flowers like Thanksgiving or some shit. I don't know. I don't give out flowers. It's like, hey, they're closed. But a random Tuesday in May, it's like, they're open. But at 9 o'clock at night to like 3 o'clock in the morning, what is going on? And like I said, it's just like, all right, good, but not the best. Like back in the day, they were like, oh, the Kinko's, the tire shop, this, that. And it's just money laundering shit. And it's like, okay, like back in the day, there used to be a bodega and that shit used to be the the hood casino. They had like the little roulette table on the little roulette table on the bottom. They had the pool tables. They had all this shit and CeeLo in the back chilling. You're like, what the fuck kind of bodega is that? I don't know, sir. The cat was the manager. But I'm like, I'm used to that. Something, and guess what? Their product was always up to date. There was nothing outdated. So they ran it like a general store. And I'm here at 2025. I'm talking about something in the early 2000s, late 90s. And I'm over here in 2025 where we're supposed to be better with this. And it's like, your trap spot looks like a trap spot. And sooner or later, you guys are going to get trapped. But I'm like, that ain't up to me. All right. It's between you and the NYPD. But I'm like, sheesh, put a little bit of effort into this. A little bit of effort. Like, you got to do something. You got to meet us halfway. Like, oh, shit, let me go get a $5 t-shirt and some haze. Do people still smoke haze? I don't know. I don't do drugs. I'm sorry. You're like, you got the perk 30s? Okay, let's go. All right. Let me get the baklava with the perk 30s. I'm your man. All right. And then I could just go crazy walking home and I forget I even drove there. But yeah, it's like, you guys got to do better, man. You guys got to do better. And I'm like, I go outside and I spot the other lookout dude. I was like, oh, that's cute. I was like, you actually look professional. You look like you actually do business. I was like, your people's here? Nah. The minute you walk in, I'm like, I would be scared if because they like, hey, if you're looking for a job, like they definitely put that listing on Indeed. We need a register person. Like, you're going to go there your first day and you're going to be interviewing like, oh man, no, I have great people skills and I could stock and I could do this. And then in the back of your mind, you're going to be like, FBI, open up! That's going to be your biggest fear working at it. Like, hey man, 5 out of 5 stars rated. No, FBI, open fuck up! It is. But it was like entertaining. I was like, what? I was like, what is my life? I just went for a haircut, a double cheeseburger, and to support small businesses. And now I'm like, I don't feel safe. I feel terrified. You're going to be like, you tell us all these stories of all the cool shit you did. Yeah, it's cool when I tell it, but during the time, I was terrified. But I'm like, you got to keep it cool. You got to keep it smooth. Like, nah, I ain't scared of shit. I ain't scared to go to jail, lock me up, throw away the key. I ain't afraid to, and then, I ain't afraid to do what I got to do in there. Like, come on, stop playing. Over there, Wilder. And when I say I'm not afraid, I mean. All right. So, yeah, the very next day, I had to give a hand. So I had to give a hand to family and I lent my car out. So in the morning, I lent my car out, but I still had to do an errand the very next day. And while I'm running, I have road rage. And my biggest problem with people with road rage is when people with road rage have shitty looking cars. When their car sounds bad. Like when their car sounds like it needs a lot of work. You do not have the wherewithal to have road rage. While you're working on yourself with your road rage, you need to work on your goddamn car too. I'm like, yo. So I was driving on Jamaica Avenue once again, and there's like a street where it's 2 lanes, and then the left lane turns into a left turn only lane. But it's in a heavy congested area. So everybody tries to cut right. If you're smart and there's no police there, you go into the left lane and you just drive straight. You just drive straight. But people that are like, all right, I'm going to obey the law and shit like that, they just cut right. And sometimes it's not a smooth cut. Like there's no space. Like if I'm in that intersection, I'm like, yeah, man, go ahead. Like I respect all right, the next one. I respect that. Is when people try to like, all right, you're going to debo yourself in? Like, nah, I ain't with it. So what happened was somebody deboed and they slammed the brakes on me. The other I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you really had to do that? Like, you really felt like this was the perfect moment that for me to go do this. And what if I hit you? You'd be like, oh, I get a free payday? No, I'm going to hit you again with my hands and fists. But I'm like, fam. So we're going back and forth. I'm like, yo, fuck you. You drive a piece of shit. He's like, fuck you. You drive a lesbian car. I was like, it's my sister's. It's my sister's. All right. She is a fine person. I don't know how to follow that one up. TM. But yeah. So we're going back and forth. Because what happened was I did my errand. I came back. I hit my sister. I was like, hey, man, do you want some Dunkin' Donuts? She was like, yes, I would love some Dunkin' Donuts. So I ordered the food, and to get to the Dunkin' Donuts, I got to go through this whole ordeal that I just explained right there. Is that the damn train? So, yeah. So all of this transpires, and I'm like, I can't do anything wild because she wants her food. and it's her car. It's my car. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Her car, they might track down her plates and try to fuck with her again. So I was like, no, let me relax. But I'm cursing them out. I'm like, yo, your car's a piece of shit. Go work on your fucking brakes. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, your clear coat's fucking fading, you piece of shit. Wash your car. And I'm like, okay. And that's when I came to the conclusion that if your car is fucked up, you shouldn't be able to talk shit to people, right? I come to this conclusion because my car is maintained. My car is maintained perfectly. Ish. All right. The brakes just started squeaking, but that's just recently. But then it's dirty. All right. I mean, look at me explain about something. The reason my car sounds like that is because it's dirty. I'm about to air brake clean that shit soon. But yeah. As I do my U-turn, I'm hearing my sister's car. And it's like, I'm like, she needs shocks. I'm like, this sounds so bad. And then I'm hearing, I'm like, she needs brakes. I was like, I can't talk shit while I'm in this car either. I can't be like, go fix your car when my sister didn't fix her car. So I'm out here driving down Jamaica sounding crazy, looking crazy, and everybody's hearing my car going, shit sounds like some EDM music. And I'm like, I gotta get home. I gotta get back to my car. I can't be in this car. Yeah, but then I was like, I wonder how many times my sister pisses somebody off and then she drives away with the like, go fix your brakes, bitch. like I wonder how many times she's heard that. And if you're like, why don't you fix your sister's brakes? We're getting there one day. But we've been telling her a while ago, like, hey man, go buy the parts, we'll do it. Go buy the parts, we'll do it. Because it's not hard to do brakes and rotors. We're like, go get the parts, we'll do it. That was 9 months ago. All she does is just turn up the radio. Look at me airing out my sister. What's wrong with me? But yeah. That was things that occurred with me on my week. Hopefully you guys had a better week. Hopefully you guys were chilling, good vibes, positive vibes, and all that shit. Let me see something. Yeah, I talked about that. My bad. All right. Guess what? I'm gonna take it to the movie review section. The kids are never happy for the movies I review. So if you guys like to step it up to the streets one, I have another banger for you guys to not go watch, which is on Prime right now. This is not an ad, called The Man with the Iron Fist. You're gonna be like, The Man with the Iron Fist, I've heard of that. It's a great, great hip hop slash Asian movie, kung fu, not Asian, hip hop slash kung fu movie. I think it's kung fu. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the arts like that. I just know it was very like, when it came out, I was like, oh, this is fire. Me being young again, I was like, oh wow, the Wu Tang. So I was like, all right, I'm watching it. When younger, I'm like, oh, I like this. I like this a lot. It has an all-star cast of the RZA, the Jizza, the METHOD. Man, let me stop fucking with you. It's the RZA. It's Russell Crowe, Lucy Liu, Timu Donnie. This isn't Donnie Yen, the nigga from Hitman. Who else is it? Batista's in it. And I wrote this down. Why am I freestyling this? Let's see. Yeah, so it's RZA, Lucy Liu, Batista, Russell Crowe, Rick Yoon, Eli Roth, Donnie Yen, but the bootleg one, and Jin the Rapper. I'm not gonna lie, for this movie, Jin the Rapper, you already had a terrible acting career because you did a terrible job in Too Fast and Too Furious. It was like, oh man, your car is so wired that somebody be able to tell if you didn't have your seatbelt on. I'm like, Jin, I'm pretty sure that's not what they're tracking. They're not tracking your seatbelt. But I was like, whoever wrote that line for you, you should have been like, let me improv that. But yeah, that's the all-star cast. You'll be like, that's the all-star cast? Yeah, that's the all-star cast. All right. So the way this movie got so much exposure was because they ran it as a Quentin Tarantino movie. He loosely helped, but everybody's like, oh, this is a Quentin Tarantino movie. We're going to go watch it. Now, the movie wasn't bad. The action scenes wasn't bad. The only thing that didn't make any sense was you didn't need any of these people. You didn't need any of them. You did not need any of them. The movie still ends the same way it ends, whether the hero goes and helps or not. It's like the Indiana Jones shit. So let me give you a breakdown. So there's gold being transported through China by an emperor. So what he does is there's this village that the gold has to go through, and the emperor reaches out to this group of bandits called the Lion Gang or some shit like that. And oh yeah, so there's the Lion Gang, the wolves, the mouses, and something, I'm guessing the cranes, right? I'm pretty sure I'm wrong with all the names, but those are basically the animals that they're mimicking of the gang. So he hires the Lion Clan to protect the gold when it goes through the name of the village. I forget the name of the village. Wow, that's bad. And he was like, all right, cool. But his lieutenant and his other subordinate was like, yo, fuck that. Let's just kill him. And they do that. And now word gets back to the Lion King, the Lion King's son. And he comes to go seek revenge for his father, or else they'll never be safe because he has a rep to protect. So all of this happens. And then you get introduced to characters like Lucy Liu, who's like the madam of the it's called Jungle Village. So that's really original. Where she like runs the prostitution ring there. And then you get Russell Crowe, that's an emissary for like the Brits. And he's there on some wild time, but he's on horny time. Then you get Batista, that he's like a hired gun. And he's like called the Bronze Man and all this shit. And they just did a lot with Batista. Batista was like, hey, you know how we should showcase your power? And he's like, no, tell me. We're going to come in and there's going to be a bunch of kids. And we're going to have the kids climb me. I'm like, this doesn't sound right already. You're coming over here as the golden statue trying to grab all the kids. Oh, all right, go. And then I walk 5 steps and then I throw with them. And it's like, oh, wow. Ah. The kids are like, I'm like, who wrote this bullshit? But yeah. And then who else was there? There's like Silver Dagger and the Gemini twins and all these people. And it's a good story. It's just once you like watch it again, you're like, okay. Because the RZA is a blacksmith, so he makes all the weapons, and his mom is Pam Grier, and they're in slavery times, and he catches a body by accident, and because they didn't want to respect his freedom papers, so then he goes on a boat, and boat crashes, and he winds up in China, and he meets the abbot that teaches him things, but he revokes the ways, and now he makes weapons that kills people, and he was like, now I'm in this situation where I lose my arms and this is my karma, and he's totally okay with it. But I know something that can work. I'm gonna make iron arms. Hence the man with the iron fist. But he just doesn't have fists. His whole arms are fucking iron. So I'm like, I guess the man with the iron arms was gonna be a stretch. But yeah, the RZA is a cool character, but he's a simp. He's a simp. He's over here working hard, slaving away for lack of better words, to support his girl that's a prostitute, Lady Soak. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, he's a simp. Russell Crowe goes there. He's badass, but he has a gun that makes no goddamn sense. He has a gun, he has a revolver, and the revolver end has a knife on it that spins. I'm like, if the knife spins and is in front of the barrel, how does it shoot? Questions like that. Like, all right. But his character is like super horny. I'm like, yo, relax. Lucy Liu's character, Madame Blossom, she's dope. She's the only real one. I like her character a lot. When I say, like, she's like, oh yeah, we're prostitutes, but we're gonna rob these people. Because whenever like there's a betrayal, there's always another betrayal. So like, all right, back to the original story. All right, the Golden Line secondary took the gold. They're gonna rob the people that were bringing the gold there, and they wanted to hold the gold somewhere else instead of their location because that's where the army would go. So they make a deal with the madam, and the madam was like, all right, well, fuck it, we're gonna rob them too. And all of this happens, and Lucy Liu's character is dope because she's like, all right, all the girls know how to kill people, and they start killing off the Lion Clan. And I'm like, nice. And then her character sadly dies because she tries to be a good person, and they did the corny like one tear like drips down her face. But it was too funny. I liked it. And who else was there? Eli Roth was like, didn't have an important role, but he was cool. All right, so before all of this happens, like right in the middle. So there's the Lion Clan is robbing the army that's bringing in the gold. The people to protect the gold are the Gemini twins, right? So they're not twins, they're lovers. So did I write that right? They're called the Gemini Killers. I apologize. So there's like, all right, group pulls up to the place first. Not with the army. They pulled up dolly, or at least like not enough people to like help really support them. But they were good at what they did. So they do like this whole fight sequence, and it's fire. But before the fight sequence, they have corny dialogue because like she was like, "Oh, you guys are the lions. You guys kind of look like pussies to me." And he was like, "Oh, right." He was like, "Well, blah 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 blah." It was just bad dialogue. So they get to the fight and they start killing people. And I'm like, nice, because they're putting up a good fight. So they were actually washing the Lion Clan. But there was this one scene in the fight sequence where they get together and they do this corny pose. Super corny. Even their weaponry was corny. Like somebody sat in a thinking room. And I was like, it would be a dope weapon for the Gemini Killers to have 2 knives that curve, but when they click them together, they make the yin yang sign. And I was like, oh. I was like, that's cool. But in a practical setting, what are the chances that actually happen? Like, we're going to get into a fight, but when we get in danger, we're going to connect our knives together. That does no longer becomes a sword. It just becomes a unit that holds us together. I was like, all right. And that's not the part that I'm talking about. I was like, oh, that should look corny. Their stance that everybody's like, oh my God, they're doing the stance, was he's standing up, his arms wide like this, and she's on top of him the opposite way with her arms like this. So they're literally like this, like a fucking lowercase t. And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, that's not practical. That's not practical. If I were to get into a fight, if I were to get into a 4-way fight, me and my boy versus another 2 people, and they got into that stance, the way I would pick up my boy by his legs and use him as a bat to knock out that stupid stance would be legendary. They would never stop talking about it. It's like, oh my God, that's the Gemini killer stance. I'm like, let me go ruin your fucking day. But the fight sequence continues. They start killing people. Dope. But she has like a little gun on her hip. So at some point, they start breakdancing. And while they're breakdancing, they're using the gun on her hip and they're shooting people. And that's when they get ambushed by another killer called Silver some shit. Silver Tongue, some silver bullet, something. And he had like a name. I can't remember. This is me dropping the ball right now. So Silver Dagger, some shit. It was something silver. I was like, oh, that's poison flute. He had a flute. So he's just like, and like he hits her, and then she goes limp. So she dies because he's basically just the flute or the whatever the dart gun that he's using, the piercing rounds that are in it, they have mercury. But it's fast acting mercury that kills people right away. So she got hit 3 times, died. All right. So my man is like, silver flute, which is not what he's really saying. He was like, oh, when I catch you, I'm gonna kill. I'm like, you could get up. You could drop your girl right now and just get up and go look for him. When I catch you, I'm gonna kill you. And hit, done. I'm like, this is your big climactic scene. So I was like, gosh darn it. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, he was like, oh no. So that was like, okay. But a lot of things transpire and it's a good movie. Then you got X-Blade, right? That's the Golden Lion's son, and he goes on this quest and he's being hunted by the mice of men because the lions were able to hire the mouse to go kill him. And his suit, he wears like an armor, like a suit of armor with blades all over it. My only problem with him, my biggest complaint with him was not that his suit wasn't fire or that his girl was corny, like, oh my God, you feel pain, I feel pain too. I'm like, all right, that's a little bit too much. But it was his name. So I think his name was like Shin Chin or something like that. But he was like, but that's X-Blade. And I'm like, no. Like, yeah, that's X-Blade. I was like, no, it can't be X-Blade. Can't be X-Blade. And you're probably like, why can't it be X-Blade? Because they don't use X's over there, all right? None of their literature has an X. Relax. Like, not one of them has an X there. So how can he be X-Blade? Show me what the symbol for X looks like over there. And if it doesn't look like a goddamn X, he cannot be X-Blade. He's a lot of squiggly lines, blades, all right? I'm like, that's just me nitpicking. I was like, look at the bullshit. He's like, that's X-Blade. Oh my God. Who the fuck is that? But yeah. But back to the story. The dude gets killed for taking this assignment. His people try to set him up. They try to kill his son. They go to this village. They get a hold of the blacksmith because he helped out X-Blade when they sent the bronze man to go get him. The bronze man whooped his ass. And it was like, okay. For helping him, the blacksmith lost his arms, but he gained iron arms. And they go to the whorehouse, the brothel, where all of them are staying because they've made a deal to go secure the gold there. And the girl starts killing people, but the bronze man can't die because he's bronze, that's his skin. And then the other protagonists, Silver Tongue and Silver Lion, are in the basement. They're hanging out, looking at the gold and shit like that. And then they pull up and everything gets started. They over there to go kill people and all this shit, so on and so forth. But the biggest thing was the end, because RZA wrote this scene where him and the bronze man fight. And the bronze man is like, oh, do you want to go? And RZA does this corny shit where he's like back in the 90s when you would like hit your fist together, like, yeah, I'm tough, or like one of these. So I was like laughing. But that's the only hand pose he has, is that his hands are in fists. He can never do nothing else. It's like that. So, all right. But yeah. They get into the gigantic fight. Terrible CGI at that point, but it was like, okay. So they're fighting, and the man with the iron fist is getting the one up on the bronze man. And then he hits him with Tiger Style. And he goes, oh my God, because that's all they talk about in the Wu-Tang. Oh my God, Tiger Style, Tiger Style. And he's like, oh my God. He lands a clean blow on the RZA. And he's like mad theatric. And he was like, okay. He goes, "Oh my God, that's tiger style." And he was like, "I thought that was a lost art. I thought they were all dead." And he goes, "It's because I killed them." And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on here?" So then he continues to fight and he gets his ass whooped in the worst way possible. I'm like, there's so many ways he could have died. But okay. Also, the fact that people were struggling to kill the Bronze Man was another thing. It was another thing because Bronze, hear me out. Maybe I'm too futuristic. But every time they try to fight the Bronze Man, they try to stab him with like regular blades, like clink, like all right. If you didn't learn from all the other people he killed in the past, where you hear like, hey, they tried to use a knife to kill him, and you're like, I'm gonna use my knife. It should work. You deserve to die. So I'm like, oh, there's a man that's made out of bronze, and he's coming to kill me. Oh shit, for real? You don't say? Yeah, man. What can we do? We could melt him. We could melt him. Just bring him. We lure him to this room. We set the temperature at 350 bake, and he should be able to melt. He won't be able to do shit, right? He's still a man. He just has like bronze skin. That's not gonna work. We could freeze him. We could freeze him, slow him down that way. Okay. What else can we do? He's probably heavy. You're right. Lure him out into the ocean and throw his big ass over there. Everybody's like, we're gonna stab him. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But other than that, the biggest thing, I think I spent 20 minutes talking about this, was none of them were needed, as I said in the beginning. None of them were needed. All right. You could have got rid of also Crow's character. You could have got rid of X-Blade, the man with the iron blades, the man with the iron fists. You could have got rid of everybody. You didn't need them. You didn't need them. It could have just stayed as Lucy Liu and the Lion Clan, and she could have killed them because there was another group of the army called the Jackal Brigade or something like that, and they already had all the intel they needed. They were already ahead of the game. They get there, like, all right, they're gonna take the gold. We're gonna get the gold off of them. If we don't get this gold by the morning, we're just gonna kill the whole fucking town. And I'm like, seems accurate. Because they were known for having Gatling guns. I'm like, another thing which would have killed the Bronze Man. I'm like, a 50 cal round to his fucking chest, it's gone. Or a couple of them, he's not surviving that. I don't care how much bronze he has. But yeah. You go through all of this elaborate fighting, killing, and there's like, all right, we're gonna move the gold from here to there. They already knew. There's like, oh, they're moving the gold to the horse house. And I'm like, all right. So they were gonna go there and they were gonna kill everybody. Anyway, all those people were still gonna die no matter at the end of the day. And it's like, okay, you can't get the gold if I destroy the house. Like, my army's deep. We're gonna kill everybody here. I don't care how much running you can do. I don't care how much anything you can do. We're gonna kill the fuck out of you guys. And then, ding ding, end of the movie. I'm like, none of this was needed. None of this is needed. I was like, they were gonna get the gold no matter what. Like, they were known for having heavy weaponry. And I'm like, you over here telling us like, no. They're not gonna get the gold. They were gonna get the gold. So I was like, there was no point in all of that. This dude didn't have to get his arms cut off. This guy didn't even have to leave the palace. I'm like, the British dude could have stayed at the brothel and he could have chilled there. And then like, oh, you guys are here? All right, I'm gonna leave now. I just forgot. They put this dude in Asian face. I was crying. I was like, you can't do that shit. I was like, for the time it came in, the fact that they let you get away with it. So there's a point where he's like, Russell Crowe, strangely British man, clearly British man. He goes out into the town and all they did was draw thick ass eyebrows on him like he's a chola and sent them out. And it's like, oh no, that's an Asian man. I know who that is. I was like, yo, fuck out of here. But it's a good movie. Go watch it. Just go watch it. And then you're going to see what I'm talking about. Like, oh, that really wasn't needed. This would have still ended with them losing the gold. So, yeah. Man with the Iron Fist. Let's see what else I got on my... I think I talked mad time. I got like 15, 20 minutes of me talking about that. I still ain't touch everything there. So, it's mad funny. All right. Let me see what I got. I never made it as a poor man. I still got this shit stuck in my head. It's fucking funny. All right, so let's see. We're going to go into the...
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
All right, so we have a doozy on the news report. Not really. I just like telling you guys that, and it's never really a doozy. But first on the line is serial butt sniffer arrested again in Burbank weeks after release on 100K bail. What does he do for money? How did he already have, even if he had 20 or 10% of the 100K bail, what do you do for money? Who gave him the money to bail him out? It's a better question. Hope it wasn't his mama because she's losing that shit because he's going back in. I don't think, that might be wrong on that one. If he goes in, then they don't need to bail no more. So let's see if I have any audio for this.
Burbank butt sniffer has been arrested again just weeks after 38-year-old Khalees Crowder was taken into custody for the same offense. Burbank police say last Wednesday he was caught again crouching near a woman in a Nordstrom Rack store and sniffing her. Crowder is a registered sex offender with a documented history of similar arrests in Glendale and Burbank dating back to 2021. The so-called...
My thing is, ladies, do you see his ears? He has Shrek ears. Like, you think I'm joking? He has Shrek ears. They're like tubular and then they sprout out. They look like mushrooms. How do you let a man like that get close to you? I know you're not supposed to judge and shit like that, but there's certain people I'm like, I'm not going to let you get that fucking close to me. I'm not going to fuck around and find out what you're up to. Also, I know it's an invasion of personal space, but I didn't think that sniffing other people's butts would be deemed as a sex offender. Because technically he's not, I don't think he's touching. But like, he's just, oh, she looks like, okay, maybe, maybe, hold on. If he does the, okay, now never mind. Yo, that was wild. Hold up. That's crazy. Oh, man, I could put him under the fucking jail. So at Nordstrom Rack, I don't think that's the place where the girls have ass either. Like, you want to go somewhere good. Like, what's a place where girls got ass? You want to go to Alo or Alto, whatever that place is called. You want to go to Zara. The girls that got kind of young. Like, they're like early 20s, mid 20s. They're kind of young. They don't know how to wash their ass yet. But yeah, that's crazy. Like, the Burbank butt sniffer. That's your name. When you go to jail, sir, they'll be like, there goes the Burbank butt sniffer, the BBS. So that's crazy. Yo, I'm like, that's the fact that he got caught the first time and made bail and he was back out in the streets right away. He went right back to work. He's like, I got to go see what the streets was missing. So yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy thing. Like he's 38 years old. Like I like ass, but I'm like, I'm not going around.
So I'm not looking for.
Hold on. I'll interrupt my show. But I'm like, I like ass, but not enough to be like, I'm gonna go sniff it. You know who used to be weird like that? Charlamagne the God used to be weird like that. Charlamagne the God used to, like, after people like J-Lo would leave, he would be like, she's gone. And then he'll put his face on like the ass cushion and just like, fam, what are you doing? And I'm like, you know what's crazy is that I don't think he ever thought about it in this way. Like, yeah, she just sat on it last, but there was hundreds of asses on that seat with people with bodies that you probably didn't want to smell. And you smelt it. That's in your DNA now. That's in your nostrils. That's in your nose palate. And he's like, J-Lo was the last one. But Jay Electronica was the one before. And it was like, wait, what? I don't know. Jay Electronica was there. I don't know why I threw Jay Electronica there. But yeah. It's crazy, son. It's wild. Like, yo, fam. Hit 100K and wait, what is it, a week or two later? You back out in the street sniffing ass? Oh, this happened on my birthday. Hold up. Let me read the full thing. A registered sex offender dubbed the serial butt sniffer has been arrested in Southern California less than a month after being taken into custody for a nearly identical incident. Khalees Karen Crowder, 37 years old, was detained on August 20th at Walgreens in Burbank. Wait, when? Because you're saying something completely different. You can't say weeks because I'm looking at the timeline. After a woman reported that he sniffed her buttocks, police said he was booked in the early morning of August 21st and is now being held without bail. Oh, okay. That was the recent one. So why are you saying Nordstrom? Okay, that must have been the first offense. The arrest comes just weeks after Crowder was taken into custody on July 22nd at Nordstrom Rack in Burbank. Oh, that's Nordstrom Rack. Okay, you can sniff ass there. They got girls with ass there. where he was accused of, don't sniff ass. My bad. I'm not sending that message. Don't just go out there sniffing random ass. But if the girls that have ass, that's kind of the spot to be at. He was accused of loitering in the women's section and sniffing women. In that case, he was tracked down at the nearby Walmart after, sniffing ass from Nordstrom to Walmart is crazy. On surveillance footage, he was charged with loitering and intent to commit a crime, released on $100,000 bails. Can we see? Let me see. See? That sounds bad. That sounds bad. I'm just saying, can we see, like, all right, what were you sniffing? Because if you're sniffing some old lady's ass, you're weird. You're weird. You're still weird, but that's weirder. Like, they're like you gonna find something better? like that's wild. That's some wild shit. That's probably what he was looking for. Like, bask in the ambiance. Bask in the ambiance. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. That's a little bit too left field for me. All right. Where do I want to go to? All right. I think I'm going to take it to Rampage Jackson's son, Raja. So if you don't know what's going on and what's going on, good for you. But on the TikTok streets, Rampage's son, Raja, assaulted a man in the ring at like a underground or lower level wrestling event. It wasn't WWE or any of that stuff. So with Rampage Jackson, he's looking for a new source of income. So he just started streaming. So he just became popular on TikTok. And that's the only reason we know about it, because he's getting popping on TikTok. So, or else we would have never heard of this or seen the footage. So what happened was his son was doing a wrestling event. And for promo, one of the guys overstepped. He did overstep. And normally when you get into like a promo, like, hey, there's a little shoving and shit like that. That's cool. That's normal. But this guy took it over the top. He was like, you don't know who I am. I think his name was like Psycho something. Let me see. So the gentleman's name was Psycho Stu. And he did a little bit too much. So normally, like I said, pushing, blah, 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 that goes like, I'm going to kill you, motherfucker. Or like, you're going to pay when I see you in the ring. It's wrestling. That's what they do. They're arguing. And then Psycho Stu's like, you don't know who I am? And he's like, no, I don't know who you are. He takes a beer can and smacks it across his head. And that's when Stu noticed that, all right, he took it too far. Because he just saw it in his eyes. Like, it went from, to like, all right. He's like, yeah, I don't do that shit. Don't ever do that shit to me. What the fuck? Like, but he's like, he was losing his cool. And then they started like getting a little physical, but he never like struck. But he was like, all right, cool. Now, I will say this, watching some of the footage, his son was gaslighted into attacking Stu. So that I feel like if he catches a charge, that dude should catch a charge too, because you're inciting some shit. Give him conspiracy. But after this happens, he was like, yo, my bad. Like, I didn't really think that out. I thought it looked good. It looked good. So my bad. I just want to apologize, blah, 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 blah. I think I have the apology right here.
I apologize. I appreciate it. I didn't know. I thought you were camera. I get it.
Niggas just make the music so goddamn loud. So basically, he's like, yo, I apologize. He was like, we're always on the scene. We're always doing these things. We always got to be on. And the guy's like, yo, you guys are wrestlers. I'm not. I'm MMA. Technically, if he had more time, I think the wrestler would win, because I think wrestlers make better fighters, but that's just me. But yeah. The scene is Psycho Stu's in a fight with somebody else. And then Raja sneaks into the ring, power bombs him, and then gets out, right? The guy that hyped him, the original promoter was like, you can hit him once and then you can go. But before that, after that happens, and that guy's like, no, fuck that. I wouldn't take that if I was you. I'll wail off on him, hook off on him. And that's what I saw. I was like, all right, so he got gassed up for that. But still, you should be in control of your emotions. So gets on stage, power bombs him, hits him, still hitting him. And I'm like, yo, the referee's not stopping it. The guy that was fighting in the ring's not stopping it, because they're just like, all right, wait, what the fuck's going on? He's still hitting him. It took another guy, but it took him like 5 business days to jump in the ring and try to stop him. And when I say that I think wrestlers are better fighters, is when he got into ring with him, he was struggling with him, and he wasn't that much bigger than the guy he knocked out. But I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's crazy. And I always tell people, Like you get into a fight, Once you knock them out, don't touch them again. As tempting as it is to throw that extra punch or that extra kick, do not touch them again. My son gave an extra 14 punches to this guy's face that's already knocked out. They said he was having a hard time responding. They feel like he's in the hospital. He went to the hospital. It was like, yo, he's not responding. Like, what the fuck? So he could have killed that man. And I'm like, okay. But the charges would be aggravated assault. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's probably like 5 to 10. Now, the thing is, in that situation, if you got a good enough lawyer or the DA really want to go with you, we're turning those charges to attempted murder. You tried to kill somebody because you don't know. Like, you could kill somebody in a fight. A lot of people think like, oh, it's self-defense. They're still going to look for a way to prove that it's not self-defense. So he did that. Boom. His dad isn't there. His dad's in the club somewhere else with, what's his name? Wino, some shit, some streamer kid. And he's, like I'm saying, Rampage is starting to do with streaming shit. So he has to go talk to the other streamers and get the vibe and shit like that. Cool. He gets the word. He's like, all right, he did what? So when he gets the word, he's like, my son did what? All right, we'll do it when we get to it. He's not getting the full grasp of the situation until he starts seeing it online. And he's like, oh shit, my son fucked up. My only issue with Rampage was like, oh, he just fucked up the TikTok money. I don't think you got to worry about the TikTok money. You got to worry about your son going to jail and what charges they're going to hit him with. So I'm like, okay. Then the very next day, dude's giving an apology that's not an apology. He's like, hey, he shouldn't have did that. It triggered me. I get I'm in the wrong, but still, but everything was going like, yeah, I shouldn't have really done that. Like there was no sincerity in that. I shouldn't have done that. It was like, yo, man, I fucked up. Like I lost my cool, whatever. None of that's there. None of it's present. And then his dad comes out today. Do I have that? Where his dad is like, hey, man, please don't judge my son. My son hasn't been the same since his mother died. I'm like, yo, fam, you can't run that. You can't run that line. You can't run that line. You can't be like, yo, you can't use the trauma of that to justify him doing what he did. I was like, you can't do that. And we already told you the other guy took accountability. He's like, nah, I'm a fucking idiot. I shouldn't have done that. All right, cool. He gets curved out and he's like, let's see what he says.
But this don't got nothing to do with nothing that's going on. But all I'm going to say is that my son hasn't been the same since his mom got murdered. He hasn't. And I know that. And I've been trying to be there for him and, make him laugh and cheer him up and everything. But I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know what the fuck to do. And, I know my kids. He hasn't been the same. With me, like, he's just been distant from me. Like, he want to be more of a man and more of this.
You know what, Rampage? I know you can whip my ass, but I'm just saying, maybe you don't put your kid in a violent spot. I know it's going to build up, pent up, blah, 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 but you don't put him in a place to be violent. That's another thing. I was like, maybe that's me just not knowing what I'm talking about. But also, you hosting an interview talking about your son's action with some random girl in the car that looks like a prostitute, that looks, allegedly, I don't know what she is, but that looks like that, doesn't look right. It doesn't give father of the year. It's more of like, all right, we got to go get to my kid. I'm not doing shit. Turn the fucking stream off because we got to figure out what the next legal defense is. It's like, that's what we really have to do. So I'm like, I'm watching this and I'm like, okay. And his mom was murdered. I don't know the story behind that. That sucks. But my thing is like, all right, you want your son to burn off that energy. So you know what you do? You put him not in the ring, but you take him to the gym. You let him burn it out there, punching bag, shit like that. I don't think putting him to go in an event like that, that's physical already, and the guys play assholes because that's their job to play an asshole, could trigger your son to wild out the way he did. And he wasn't in the best environment because I'm dead ass telling you, there was a guy that was like, nah, fuck that. That's disrespectful. I wouldn't let that happen. If I were you, I'll take more than one hit. I'll wail off on him. That's wasn't the right circumstances. And also, I know you're just a dad, but if you know your son is going to be placed in a situation like this, you should have been there too. Like you were at a club with Sneeko, and I'm like, that doesn't look good on your behalf either, which is crazy. But and then going, oh, he's gonna lose the TikTok money. Didn't seem right well either. See, me hearing this news is different too, because all right, his mom was murdered, so he's going through like mad his own battle, his own turmoil. I'm over here thinking like, all right, he probably has like a concussion from like some MMA shit, and that can lead to issues too. But I wasn't really feeling off the like, he hasn't been the same since this. I think you're using that as a cop out. I think it's a cop out. I think you're looking for sympathy, and it could work, but I'm just saying it was. If there was any time to be the role of the dad, it was not in that way. Not to be in front of cameras, not to be on a live stream, not to be with streamers. Like I think you should have just got to where your kid is. Like, all right, where you at? All right, we got to talk. We got to figure this out. As opposed to, before I get there, I'm going to go on this live stream or we're going to record an interview real quick. And it's like, So, yeah, I don't think that works out. I think now you're going to have to start taking your TikTok money and putting it into his legal fees so he doesn't get screwed over. I'm like, it'll be a good defense when you go to court, but I don't know how strong it's going to be because you already know how they treat us. And then they're going to deem you as violent because of what you do as your job. So that's going to be the part that sucks. All right, my bad. And Rampage, please don't beat my ass. I'm just a guy in a microphone. So next thing we're going to talk about is Drizzy Drake. That's why I want to jump into it right away. Mr. Aubrey Graham has put out information that doesn't paint him in the best light again over the same lawsuit that's been going on for more than a year now. And the problem is with this lawsuit is we've been saying like, yo, this is a bullshit lawsuit. You lost a rap battle and now you're suing. And everybody's like, it has nothing to do with the rap battle. It has to do with streaming. Okay, it has to do with streaming. Continue. He's like, I think last week I came in, I was like, now you're asking for court information if Kendrick ever beat his girl and if his kid's his. I'm like, all right, you're getting way off traffic. I was like, stick with, hey, they slowed down my streaming numbers and they put a robot behind him, a machine to boost up his numbers so his shit could take off and my shit could look little. Like, okay, I'm with you on that one. We've been saying it for years. I was like, yo, these companies come and they put a battery on some of you artists' back and you guys just go. Now, you're Drake. Drake is still Drake. He still makes music. He proved it this time with the album he just dropped, some sexy songs for you. Got it. Did it hit numbers? Yeah, but how long did they stay there? Better question. Now, here comes this new information where he's asking for, all right, he was asking for certain information of the pushing. Oh, so he brought up like, all right, so when I was in a rap beef with Pusha T, when the album Daytona came out, I had them step on Pusha T's album so it wouldn't get play because it was disrespectful to my catalog and blah, 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 blah. Right? Do I have that saved? All right, I can't find it. So basically, what was I saying? Where was I at? Basically, they were talking about it, and he asked UMG to provide the courts the information that they did for when the tactics that they used when Pusha T dropped Daytona and Infrared and all this shit, and then Story of Adidon, how Story of Adidon was taken down because it was like, oh, this is too far, blah 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 blah, and it was like, huh. So you're saying that the machine that might have been used against you is only beneficial when it's on your side. That's what you're saying. Like you're aware that there was a machine that was blocking other people from getting money, getting streams and all these things. and you were fine when it was on your side. But when it went to him, now you're not fine with it. See, that's hypocritical. See, that's always been the fight that I've been saying. Because when this first case came in, there was like, oh my God, the UMG lawsuit. I'm like, yo, this machine used to be behind you. They used to put all these Drake bucks onto you, and you were okay with it. And now that they're like, okay, this guy, let's go put some money behind this guy now. Like, no, that's totally wrong. No, I don't like that. That is unfair and so. And you're just going to bitch and complain and moan. And now you got this lawsuit. If I was the judge and I heard you request that information and this is the whole point of the case, then it's hard to side with you, to rule with you. It's hard to do any of that. That's crazy talk right there. You see, this is the problem. When you were asked about this machine, you're like, oh, the machine doesn't exist. Nah, there's no machine behind me. This is all me. This is all Drake stardom. This is all Drake power. And we were like, all right, cool. I believe you. We can't deny that. You had more than 15, 18 years of hits. Like, you've been doing this for a while, so we get it. We let a lot of things slide because you were that guy. You still are that guy, but we let a lot of things slide. And here comes this lawsuit. And to me, this lawsuit has tainted your image way more than the battle did. I get it. They're calling you a pedophile. Yeah, that's a wild thing to be called. But the whole thing came down to, like, you asked for this. You literally asked for this. And then you mad that you got something in return. Now, the next thing that comes into play is that, okay, you're like, all right, I want to see contracts. We're like, okay, you can see contracts. I want a paternity test. Wait, what? I want to see the paternity test results of that to see if that's really his kid. Okay. So that one is like, all right, if this is true, then what I said wasn't a lie. And that's really not his kid. So I could see you even doing that, even though it's a shitty move. Okay. And I think he was granted information too, but it had to remain confidential. Now, this one is like, okay, I want to give you information that there is a machine being pushed to benefit this guy. How do you know? Well, the same machine benefited me when I was in a battle with Pusha T. Oh, and now you don't want the machine to help nobody else? No. Only when it's beneficial to me. I don't know where to reside on that one. That's a wild thing. That's a wild thing to ask for. But like, hey, man, I have information that lets you know that, hey, what they did to me, I've done to somebody else, but I don't like it being done to me. So if you're gonna get the fuck out of here. That's why at this point we're like, yeah, we're tired of, like, not to say weird. Let me just keep it on me. I'm just tired of, like, this new hip hop wave, this new hip hop thing. And it's like, yo, what are we even talking about? What are we doing? How can you go this far in your steps over a rap battle that you requested for? Drop. I dare you to drop. I know what you're going to say. I'm going to premeditate all the things you say. Yeah. And then, like, you get your ass handed to you. You know, I'm going to take some time off. I didn't want to do this. We shouldn't have gone here, blah, 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 blah. Fam, you got to relax, man. Gotta relax. And all these Drake stands, all these Drake hives, I'm like, yo, fam, I love Drake. I love his music. But I'm like, nah, at what point do you look at somebody like, all right, they doing too much? Like, all right, I could fucks with you, but I can't fucks with you like that no more. That's like, it's wild. It's like, okay, like, yo, fam, doing too much. Speaking of doing too much, side tangent, Taylor Swift just got engaged, I think. And I never knew that this was a really thing. See, some people would say, like, I have stand-em for Drake. And I'm not going to lie, I will never shed a tear for that man. Maybe in passing, God forbid, knock some wood. But I would never shed tears for a celebrity for getting married. The girl stands, the Swifties are crazy, bro. I was laughing because I was literally at work. I told you I'm talking to a plethora of people right now. And one of the girls that could be in the running up, she calls me. This might have took her out the running up. But she called me crying. I wasn't on social media, so I was like, all right, cool. Called me crying. And she's like, I can't believe it finally happened. I don't know, you got the promotion? Yeah, I can't believe. I was like, oh, I can't tell what kind of tears. I can't believe. I'm like, are you okay? Do you need me to leave work? You need me to link up with you? No, I just can't believe. I'm like, believe what? What are you talking about? She is engaged. I'm like, who the fuck is engaged? I'm like, did your sister get engaged? She's like, Taylor Swift. I'm like, if you don't get the fuck off my phone right now, I know that's not the right answer, but I'm like, if you don't get the fuck off my phone right now, I need you to I was like, I really need you to get the fuck off my phone. I'm over here thinking the worst. I'm thinking something happened to you. I thought you need my help. I thought you need something that physically required me to be there. You piece of shit. And you're talking to me about Taylor Swift. That shit pissed me the fuck off. I was like, wow. Please get off my fucking phone. Get off my fucking phone. I don't play with my phone, all right?
Nay, I do not jest like that. I do not jest like that. No, you frolic too much.
Yeah, so, and if you hear this.
I love you. I want to take you away from all of this.
The soundboard loves you. But, yeah. Yeah, that just fucked me up. But, yeah, it was like, okay, I'll get the fuck out of here. But yeah, it's all the celebrity as I'm talking. I'm like, oh, fam, I am not losing my shit. Like, oh my God, they finally did it. Did what? You're being invited to the wedding? Yeah, it's not like Drake's inviting me to the UMG trial. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, let's get out of here. But, yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, okay. What else I got on my docket? I think this might be a long episode. I feel like that movie review took up a lot of time. All right. Time to go to the next one.
Wait, Jose! Jose, I got to tell you something.
First question right out the gate is, you say us a lot when describing yourself. Are those your pronouns? No. Those are my pronouns. When I say us, I mean us as a community of voices inside my head. All right. That's what I mean by us. Like, we are all in agreement when we talk on this show. So, yeah. No. Us is in the community, the podcast community. I've always put us. Like, even in the beginning, if you looked at the earlier work, it says us. Like, hey, guys, welcome back. Thank you for joining us, because it's the same people that come here all the time. So it's like, I feel like we're all closely put together, and some of us have built relationships and we're cool with each other. So I was like, all right, it's us, because we get input. A lot of the input I get on the show just doesn't solely come from me. Like, the part-time lover section isn't me. Like, the ask me a question section, like that I'm doing right now, isn't me. Even you partaking in this portion right now, it is us. And we are engaging. So yeah. And I was like, thank you for joining us. I can get it. It's funny. I like it. It was a joke, my bad, if I dragged it out and made it a little bit too serious. But that's what I mean by us. Because only this happens with us. We together are the people, for the people, by the people. All right? Where am I going with that? I don't goddamn know. But yeah, us. We're all in this together. Do-do-do. I don't think it's a do-do-do. It's something else. Together. But yeah. Pronouns. That's funny. Is us a pronoun? Is they? I think us would be they, them, right? He, him, she, her, zim. I don't know what the zim means. Yeah, I don't know. I think us would be they, them. They as a collective are answering you all together. You want me to what? You want me to delete that question and don't reveal the sources of us. All right, moving on to the next question. Do. Oh. You have to be retarded. Your responses are next level. This comes from a response a lot of people didn't like my take on the border being painted black. And this person felt the need to call me that word that I'm pretty sure I can't repeat again. So I'm going to have to say restarted, which I hate saying. Like, are you restarted? No. I don't think you guys pay attention to the context clues in the description that says it's a comedy podcast. And a lot of people didn't get the joke when I said, hey, painting the border black will only result in more heat, making a joke about how black people deal with the police, which they used to call heat or the heat. All right? Didn't get that. Also, I know the fucking fundamentals of fucking ironwork and shit like that. It's like painting it would make it hotter, but still keep the metal cooler. Another joke that I could have made that I didn't get the chance to get off, but I'll do it now. Some would say the wall will be now cooler than the original white one that was there. See? Bada bing. Comedy podcast. All right? Next thing I could say that's going to piss you guys off is black walls matter. See? You see where we're getting here, people? When people go into these like, oh, I don't think you know. Like this guy really tried to break down the semantics of like, oh, ironwork and shit like that. I'm like, yo, fam, I don't care. I know that you're racist. That's what I got from this conversation. He was like, you don't talk about my wall. You don't call my wall colored. What color is it, sir? What color is it now? Where is your wife at this moment? But speaking of restarted, side tangent. You could be a little bit right. I remember a conversation not that long ago with my mother, which explains my height, even though I'm not really average person height, but I'm kind of there. And your boy wasn't supposed to be here because they were saying I failed the test. What's the name of that test again? The amniocentesis test. I failed that test. And there was a 50-50 chance that I wasn't going to be all the way normal, which I still don't think I am. So it kind of helps your question, but no, I failed that test. I was like, hon, you looked at my mom like, I wouldn't do it if I was you. So yeah, that's what explains my height. But just wanted to give you guys more information. Information you didn't need, but hey, I'm glad to answer you people. So maybe a tad, maybe I'm touched, I'm a little bit touched. So it's like, okay, but I think that you are not on that spectrum and you're just fucking stupid that you couldn't get a joke or the joke of the joke. Also, side tangent, if anybody's going to be able to climb that wall that is hot, as people would say, it will be Spanish ladies. You ever seen a lady that cooks food, that makes tacos or pupusas or tortillas, and they just put their hands on the goddamn tortilla, pupusa, that's fucking steaming hot, like it's nothing, and just flip it, or they hold on to it, and like you can hear that coming off their hands. They're like, no, mijo, do it like this, and then just put it back down. Yeah, only them are climbing those in the morning, but at night, we all dressing up in all black and just sliding right through. I already seen the footage of a guy climbing the all black border already. Kind of look like me on date night. But yeah, you guys are silly calling me that word. What's wrong with you? Glad to see that you used the link. Thank you for participating, though. It's still dumb, though. But okay. Do people normally call you the wrong name? Yes. They also spell my name wrong. I mentioned it on the show. They spell my name H-O-S-E. I'm like, that spells hose. And they're like, I don't think so, Jose. And I'm like, I'm going to fight you. So, yes. I do get called the wrong name all the time. Also, I don't go by my name all the time. I really don't go by Jose. Like, I go by my street name, which I'm not going to tell you guys. But, because I'll fuck one of y'all up, y'all. Like, hey. You guys are just seeing me in the street be like, hey. I'm like, what'd you say? But, yeah. It's crazy. Crazy. I've been in that situation. I wonder what your situation is. You must be Spanish because we all get called. I've been called Pedro, Hector, I've been called Jesus. I've been called, the recent one I got was Carlos. Hey, Carlos. Funny story behind Carlos. Funny story. I was just dubbed Carlos maybe 3 days ago. So I work in an office full of women. And every now and then, they be letting information that shouldn't be divulged. So I'm like at my desk. I'm gearing up. I'm doing my work. I'm getting ready to do phone calls. I hear a girl go, Carlos. Carlos, you look good today. Carlos. Hey, Carlos. 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 Carlos, are you ignoring me?
Carlos, why the fuck aren't you listening to me?
And nobody's correcting her. Everybody's looking at her like, who the fuck is Carlos? And then they all like saw me, but I'm still focused. I'm still dialed in because I'm not paying attention because who the fuck is Carlos? Like, Jose, they're talking about you. And I'm like, what? I'm like, who's Carlos? And she was like, oh, shoot, my bad. My bad. Carlos is the name of the boy across the street from me. I'm like, this sounds like something. It sounds like some real PH stuff. So I'm like, okay. Carlos is the 18-year-old boy that's going to college for soccer. And every now and then, he's in front of the house with his shirt off doing soccer drills. And I watch him. And I'm like, I'm not even soccer healthy shape built. And you're calling me Carlos. She's like, yeah. Like, you're my Carlos now. I was like, you can't say that. 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 That's sexual harassment. You can't say that. Like, don't untrust me. But I'm like, yo. So she goes like, when I get home to my husband, I'm like, yo, put on this soccer jersey on. And I'm like, yo, get the fuck away from me. I'm like, get away from me. I'm like, first of all, my name starts with a J. That's a C. That's like mad fucking letters away. I was like, Dan, I'm not even fit. I'm not skinny. I'm fat. So I don't even resemble. So it'd be like, Carlos, hey. And it's like, we went from some young kid that sounds like a porno fantasy to my fat middle-aged ass. I think I'm middle-aged now. I'm not sure. But I'm like, hey, you got to put your horny back in the box. All right. Okay. Put your horny back in the, I mean, you're trying to do something now, you know, I'll go to, what's that place called? Tri-County Bazaar and go get a little soccer jersey. I'm going to be like,
I'm trying to see what that be like right there. Look,
she don't look bad for her age. Not bad at all. I was like, hey, go. Like Ronaldo, Messi. Let me stop. I'm not doing that Will Smith bar. So, yeah, another time. But I'll take, you know what it is? I'll take the wrong name versus being the person that you didn't want to fuck consensually. That sounded wild. Like, I've had girls that I was like their last resort. And they didn't like want to let me get it in. So they'll be like, all right, I guess I'm taking you home tonight. And it's like, yes. But the most wildest one was like, this girl was like, all right, let's go. She's like, but don't look at me. I was like, in your eyes? She was like, when you're in this position, look everywhere else but me. And I'm like, I'll try. And I remember one time I had her like from the back and I was doing a good job. And she turned back and looked at me. And I just saw the disgust in her face. I was like, really killing the mood here. Really killing the mood here. So I was like, yo. And then we switched positions and now I'm on top. And she put like the pillow over my face. I was like, yo, this is so disrespectful. But I'm going to let you get this off because I'm trying to get off. I think that's way more like, hey. I think that's more like I'll take, yo, go ahead, get my name wrong versus nah, I don't want to be the person. I don't want you to be the person that you're not. So I was like, all right, I want you to be the person that I think you are and not the person who you actually are. So girls be going into their fantasies and shit like that. It'd be funny. And then sometimes I be giving out names that isn't my name with those 190s. And then I run into them in the street and they're like, Roberto. And I'm like, who the fuck is, oh shit, it's her. Hola, senora. So yeah. Fun times. But yeah. Don't take offense. Sometimes you just remind somebody of somebody else. It goes down like that. Is when they don't want you. It's like when they don't want to be reminded that they're with you. That's the one. She's like, I took him home. Fuck. Like the way she looked at me, that shit was crazy. She was like, I was like, it's me. Hey, you got to do like the subtle wave back, like, hey, hola. So yeah. All right, let's go to the next subject. So let's go get into part-time lover. All right. Where do I start? Oh yeah. Part-time lover is a section where people like to submit their relationship questions and we try to give them answers. Either we the best that we can. Either they take the information, don't take the information, do whatever they want with the information. It doesn't matter to me. I am not a licensed professional, all right? You could choose and pick whatever you want to choose from this conversation. That's totally all right with me. I just want you guys to keep continuing to be safe out there and be good with your choices and understand that, yeah, I was trying to add extra to it. I was trying to add more spice to it. It's not going to work out. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody that likes to fast forward to this section as well, because this section is messy, like the soccer player. So let's go into the first question.
Got this new man, and he's a little off. Not in a mental way, but something is off. He seems like there's a little sugar in his tank. But I can't really prove it. I think if I take him to the gay club secretly, he might get outed. What do you think?
You're trying to see if you like a little... That's crazy. Wait, let me reread this for you guys, because Siri kind of sped through that one. I've got this new man. He's a little off. Not in a mental way, but something is off. I mean, some would say it's mental. He seems like there's a little sugar in his tank, but I can't really prove it. Are you dokes? I think if I take him to a gay club secretly, he might get outed. What do you think? I think that's foul. I think that's wild. Because how are you going to take it to a gay club secretly, if he already knows the address? Huh? Did you think that out? What if he's like, I know where we're going? So what makes you think you could really get that off? I don't know. Also, I need you to really sit down here. Here, look at me eye to eye. Let me adjust myself. Are you ready for that answer? Are you happy right now where you can overlook it? Can you overlook his unhappiness being with you and providing you a lifestyle for him to be happy and you losing your lifestyle? That sounds so terrible. But yeah, you need to ask yourself that one. What else? What is this, Sopranos? You think that's Vito? You're not gonna like the Vito. You take him to the club, like, oh shit. Like, what if you go to the gay club and he's already there? He's there with some fucking spandex. He got assless chaps on. He got a little leather hat on. Some suspenders. I think I just fucking described Vito again. So, like, you're not gonna like that. You're not gonna like that at all. I think you really need to, like, all right, what are some better options? Because you didn't really give options into why you think he's like that. Like, you got to provide more information before you go jump out that window and be like, hey, are you gay? And if not, why do they know your name here? like you really got to, like, hey, I need some answers like right away. Let's see. All I could think of is the situation unfolding and it just turns into this.
What are you doing? Nothing, Nick. I was here. It's a joke. Bullshit. What are you doing? Nothing, Nick.
He was like you don't want to run up on your man, and he's like,
"What's the guy got to do to buy you a drink?" You just did it.
Hey,
Vito? What the Sal, hey. What are you doing? Nothing, Nick. I was here. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Yo. heck? Watch it, buddy. Watch it, cupcake. Guys, come on, it's okay. You think so? Sal, please, it's a joke.
Right.
Right.
Sure. Say hi to your wife.
I'm
like, you don't want to be in the middle of that situation. Like, yeah, like he forgets, he gets lost in the sauce, starts drinking, he goes out to the dance floor, a guy goes up on him, and he's like, "It's a joke, babe. It's a joke. It's a joke." Like, you don't want to be in that situation. So, yeah. Are you ready if you're right about this? Because I feel like this is a situation you would want to be wrong. Like, maybe he's not gay. Maybe he just was raised by women. He's a little bit more feminine than her. He's not that manly and shit like that. You know what's crazy? I was just having another conversation about like the standards for women and how they kind of dropped down when it came to men. Because it's like, yo, a lot of girls tend to talk to guys that don't know shit about being a man. And by that, I mean, like, I know some people like, what constitutes being a man? Like, the general shit. Like, can you change a tire? If something in the house breaks, can you fix it? Can you do a little bit of electrical work, a little bit of plumbing work? Things like that. I get like there's some things that go beyond you, but it just seems like the bare minimum shit, like there isn't a bare minimum anymore. It's like it's non-existent. It's like it got really lowered. And it's like, all right. You're like, can you breathe? Yes, I'll take you. I'll take you right now. But you, ma'am, I need you to understand that if you are wrong, you should be happy. But then you need to evaluate why you feel that he's like that, because he doesn't meet a certain amount of your criteria for that. And then it becomes another question. It's like, all right, what if he is? Are you ready for however that goes down? Because you're going to definitely be embarrassed. You're definitely going to feel a way. You're going to be like, oh my God, how didn't I know? And the real question would be like, how didn't you know? Why did you allow something like this to keep going and going and going and pretending to live in a facade? So it's like, all right, your family's going to talk about you. Your family's like, yo, she was a gay dude for like mad long and didn't even know. I'm like, you would think like somebody that doesn't like vagina, every time he goes inside you, he'd be like, ew. So yeah. I like, those weren't the giveaways. You know how girls be like, I want you to make some noise. And he was like, ew, ew, ew.
Ew. Ew. Ew.
But yeah, you got to be ready for whatever answer that comes out to. So go ahead, take him to a place, find out. I'm like, there's no better time than now. So, all right. Let's go on to the next question. Next question. Let's go on to the next question. Can you speak now?
Get major vibes from my man a lot. This is starting to become a deal breaker. I don't know what it is, but he's always just so happy to see me. At first it was cute, but now it's annoying. Like, you don't have to show so much emotion. Reserve some.
All right. I'm gonna read that for you guys, but what I got from it was,
you're a victim
to your mentality. But let me read it for you guys in case you guys couldn't hear it, because that soundbite did kind of take up a lot of the noise. I get major ick vibes from my man. I get major ick vibes from my man a lot. I apologize. I'm a little bit slow reading. This is starting to become a deal breaker. I don't know what it is, but he's always so happy to see me. At first it was cute, but now it's annoying. Like, you don't want to show so much emotion. Reserve some. Ugh. Hit me with the Pusha T. Ugh. So,
Holy mother of God!
What do you want him to do? You're genuinely making a complaint that I hear girls want. Like, their man, well, not really want, but somewhat prefer. Like, hey man, can you look happy to see me sometimes? like I'm not getting that complaint. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. See, I've noticed that a lot coming around doing this section is that this isn't the first time I ever received this section. This is the first time me actually playing this question for you guys. And there genuinely seems to be a problem with women seeing their men happy. I'm not saying all of you listen to this, but like, I'm not gonna have a problem watching. I don't know what you're talking. It's not you. If the shoe don't apply, let it fly. So it's like, okay, but I deadass have been seeing that lately, where girls really have a hard time seeing their man happy. Like, girls really center That sounds like I'm fucking like putting everything in a box, but I don't mean to. It's just there's no better way for me to say it. Some women feel like, even I say girls a lot too. I gotta cut that out. Some women feel like the only time their man should really be happy, have fun is when they're with them. A lot, not all, but a good amount. And like the day should start with me, it should end with me. And this man is actually going out there like, hey, I'm really happy to see you. I like what I have in front of me. If he's doing that, then he definitely wants you around forever. He wants you around forever. And you're like, oh, please stop. Show less emotion. That's crazy. Crazy. And then on the flip side, the ones that do, like, yo, I wish he would like make it seem like he's interested in me, and you're over here complaining. Like, that's crazy. That's wild stuff. So let's see. Like, like this makes it such an issue for men to be vulnerable. Like, to be like, all right, this is what's going on with me. Let me explain to you what's going on. Do you know how many men shield themselves from telling people what's going on in their lives? I can tell you right now, it's very rare. Very rare. A guy has to be at the end of the fucking line to be like, all right, I have to go talk to somebody, or else this is gonna take a dark turn. And so it's like, okay. So it's like a lot of men bottle shit up. And if your man is lucky enough to have a partner that he could talk to, be like, all right, this is what's going on, then it's like, that's beautiful. But sometimes they'll still hold on to it. They'll be like, all right, I could tell you things, but I can't tell you everything, because I can't put that stress on you. And then both of us are stressed out. I'd rather one of us be already less stressed and I'm fully stressed, but I could mask it really well. And this guy's over here showing vulnerability, showing you that he's happy to see you, happy to be with you. And you're like, you should stop that. That sounds crazy to me. Also, it's going to throw you off. It's going to throw a lot of y'all off that watch this. Men, be happy. We don't show it all the time. You know how you guys have RBF? Guys have the same face. We just don't call it something else. And we be chilling. We be happy. And the most littlest thing make us happy. Like, sometimes I'll be out in the street driving and I'll hear a fucking American muscle like, and I'm like, oh shit, what was that? I'll look at that like, hey, that shit puts a smile on my face. Or when a girl like hits you up and she's like, I'm gonna suck your dick, like I'm mad at it, that puts a huge smile on my face. I'm like, oh, let's go. But yeah, there's things. I'm not calling my thing the little thing either. Fuck you guys if you guys are thinking that. But there's things that just cheer us up. Even our group chat. Like, our group chat, if you were to read our group chat right now, you would say it was the most toxic, disrespectful thing in the world. The way we talk to each other is crazy. And it's like, well, if you really knew us, you know that's all love. Yeah, I'm calling him a certain word. Like, I'm calling him but guess what? It's all love. I love that. I love that person. That's my homie. That's the Brody. I got him. He got my back. That's the way it goes. All right. It's the most unrealistic place, our chat rooms, but that should be jokes. And that shit, it'd be funny. It'd be funny as hell, son. So it's like, okay. But yeah. I think you need to reevaluate why you have an issue with your man being happy. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. That's wild. It means you probably look at him different when like you give him the
Fuck to and spit on that thing.
and he's enjoying it, and you're like, why are you enjoying this so much? Yuck. Like, that's crazy, son. If I can't get no hug to her and respond like this, do I even really want it? I do. I want it. So, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you need to reevaluate. Look into yourself why you feel away why your man can't be happy. You should be happy all the time. Not all the time, but you should be happy to know that your man's happy, because a lot of guys don't express that. A lot of guys don't. A lot of guys come home, they're like, I'm like, are you even alive, bro? Like, shit. But yeah, go work on yourself. It's not him. You're the problem. Go figure that shit out. Go to a fucking therapist. It's crazy, son. Your man's fucking rolling over to be like, oh my God, that's the love of my life, the queen of my world, the reason for my existence. And you're over here like, yo, you need to tone that down a notch. And I could be throwing sauce on it. He like, whatever. But yeah. Go work on yourself. Go work on yourself. And I'm going to get out of here. And we're stepping out of Part-Time Lover. Thank you for the question. Continue to submitting questions. Hopefully I was able to give you some kind of insight into something. I don't know. But let's go. All right, beautiful, 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 beautiful people. It is time for us to get out of here. I think this is going to be a semi-decent long episode, and I'm totally fine with it. All right, it's early in the day. I started at 9. It's around 12. Yeah, it's about 12. So far, 3 hours of recording. And let's see. I'm going to head out of here. I got to go continue with my day. I think I'm about to go to the city. If not, I'm going to the city. I'm going to spend time with the kids. The kids got orientation. School's right around the corner. I'm going to try to help any way that I can if they need things. So I want everybody that's out there to know, keep doing what you got to do out there. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Remember to set your goals. And if you hit your goals, set a new goal. And if you fall short, I need you to get your punk ass back up. The road does not stop because you stumble or fall, all right? I need you to know that if you hit your goal, to make the next goal, because what you don't want to be is stagnant, all right? People that stay still don't get fed well. Yes, I just made that up. TM. So, yeah. Also, please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe. It means a lot to me. That's what they tell me I'm supposed to say. And a simple click for you can mean a long thing for me. Whoa, pause. Pause. You know, somebody was making fun of New York slang and they was like, pause just seems like you want to live in the moment. You guys should say fast forward. I was like, I think you should shut the fuck up. But yeah. Please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe. I am your host.
On my Cool J.
Wait, Jose!
AKA.
This is culturally inappropriate.
AKA. Big One. And I am officially out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Have some fun with your family. Enjoy the end of the summer. Get ready for the fall. Get ready to go pumpkin patch picking or whatever that shit is called. I need you to just be great out there. No, don't be great. Be good. Be happy. Be fulfilled and all that stuff. All right. That's what I want for you guys. Okay. Somebody better get it. I want somebody to feel something. So that's what she said. So I am out of here. I am your host on my Cool J, aka Jose Luis, and peace out.